But I did bark like a dog at a man on Friday.
Good
from
way,
his
bad
car.
way?
Bad.
Oh. Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Or them?
both of you. You can answer at the same time.
I can't answer for them. I would not feel comfortable answering for them.
Sure. You tell me how you're doing, and they can tell me how they're doing. How about that?
Okay. I'm good.
Yeah? How was your weekend?
It was all right. Yeah. Geez, it's my favorite 3 weeks of the year in Los Angeles right now.
Cold.
It's the 72 degrees and sunny.
Yeah.
It's my favorite time of the year in Los Angeles, and I'm trying to take advantage of it the best I can.
That's nice.
Yeah. I went, I'm not going to blow up my OPSEC,
Don't you dare.
but I've joined a little art group.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Joined a little group of people who just get together and every other week and practice art.
That's so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get together at a little place and
When you say I'm not going to give up my OPSEC, were you going to tell them where you do that?
yeah, I was gonna tell them where and what time and like who goes and like what's going on.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
Well, no, because I was gonna talk about a little bit about the place where we meet because it's nice.
Sure,
But
yeah,
no,
don't.
But I'm not gonna.
Definitely don't.
But it's very lovely. It's just a bunch of grown human beings of various ages
Yeah.
and various talents
That's
getting
nice.
together and making little arts.
I love that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get back into. I used to draw all the time, and I've been trying to get back into it, and it's been absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Just fascinating to go to like a random meetup group.
Yeah.
So
Talk to complete strangers.
so fascinating.
Yeah. Talk to people you don't work with.
All the different, all the people that like I would never have met any other way.
Yeah.
Just with. Listen, did you know that all kinds of people can have all kinds of feelings and ideas?
I did.
Wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
You just talk about them.
Crazy. Yeah. I was actually looking at, I got a TikTok from a woman who had signed up
Humble
for one
brag.
of those mystery dinners.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen those?
Oh yeah.
Where you sign up to go to dinner with strangers?
I keep getting ads for this.
Look, I would do it if I could specify that it was no men. I don't want to go to, I am terrified of showing up and being at a dinner with a bunch of strange men. That
Sure.
sounds like how you sign up to get murdered.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I think if you are female presenting,
Yeah.
it would be lovely to know
Yeah.
what's the ratio. What's the
Yeah.
ratio?
What's the ratio?
What's the ratio as the frat boys say?
I'd be willing to go as long as the femmes outnumber the men.
Yeah.
As long as we've got the numbers on them, I'd be willing.
What if they sat you at a slightly higher table so you had
I like
the advantage?
that too. I like both, but
You
we
know?
still have to outnumber them. I want both.
That's true.
But I
That's
would
fair.
also like our chairs to be a little taller.
I've thought about doing this. Yeah, some people are like, "What? Why?"
To meet strangers, to
there's-
make friends.
There's this, I don't know. I think there's a movement going on right now because we're all so desperately online.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a life that we all chose for society about 10, 15 years ago.
Yes.
And now we're realizing we did it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And now there are all these adults, and especially with work from home, like everybody working from home.
Yeah.
You don't even see your coworkers.
Yeah.
And so I think there's this thing where it's like, I'm an adult. I live in a place filled with people.
Tons of people.
Where are they? How do I meet them? What do I do?
I think, yeah, it's the thing that I think all adults experience after the school system, right? So after you get out of college, potentially, there's not a lot of dedicated places to meet friends other than work. And for me, it's like, oh, everyone I know I work with, I think I would like to know some people that I don't work with. I think that would be really healthy for me to know people who do other things.
Yes.
I think it can be it can give a lot of good perspective that making YouTube videos is actually not the most important thing in the world.
Yeah, that's the thing is even if you don't do something like what we do, no matter what your job, you tend to get locked into talking to people who do what you do. And sometimes, like, listen, sometimes it's very nice, particularly if you have a non-standard job, to hang out with people that understand what you do.
Yeah.
Right? That's lovely.
For sure.
Because sometimes, like, I'll be talking, when I was in Ohio the other week talking to my family about like work stuff, they're sympathizing because they're nodding and they're sympathising because they know that they should. And then, somebody will tell me their job and I'll be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that sounds tough, but I cannot understand the depth of what you are saying.
Sure. My family's like, is that like television?
Is that like TV?
Is that like a TV show or
you get checks from that? Can I borrow $50?
Yeah. yeah. That's what it's like to go home to my family.
I do want to show off this. I thought this was the still of it.
Oh,
but
what is this?
This is a time lapse of from 1930 to the current year, where people met their current significant others.
What's the top one?
So the top one is via family.
Okay. Via family.
You met your couple. You were introduced to your significant other via family. And then as you see, as we get to the 1940s, it starts being like friends more than family.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm like, I can't imagine meeting someone through my family.
No, oh
my God.
No, the worst idea.
Yeah.
But then everything starts slowing. Yeah, look at bars.
Bars just coasting up in the 50s. It's soaring.
Yeah. Yeah.
As neighbors? Yeah, we don't have neighborhoods anymore.
No.
Look at that dwindling down to nothing.
I'm going to meet my neighbors.
Yeah.
I live in one of the largest apartment buildings I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I know the first name of the person in the unit next to me. That's it.
Yeah. That's about it.
But you can see like bar and then coworkers starts really as we get into the 70s and 80s. Here comes Ronald Reagan. Here comes Ronald Reagan.
Also the women going into the workforce.
That's right. Ronald Reagan in the workforce. Listen, one thing great, the other thing, not so great.
Horrible.
Because that work is going to keep going up and up and up.
Yeah, it is.
And the thing is, like, meeting somebody through work, sure, fine.
But wait, watch
this.
Watch the little guy at the bottom start soaring up.
You see friends making a comeback, but not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long.
The internet's coming for all of their lunch.
Here comes Makeout Club. Here comes OkCupid.
Here comes MySpace.
So here's the problem.
Whoa.
You can see why people are now trying to find these places where they meet people in the real world. Because as this goes up to being over half of all couples meeting online, but also dating algorithms becoming more and more predatory.
Yeah.
This is problems.
Yeah, this is not good, you guys.
This is problems.
And look, there's nothing wrong with meeting your significant other on the internet. The idea is that there should be other options. You should have a choice.
Yeah. You should not have to pay a monthly fee. And then if you see somebody you think is potentially your significant other, pay for an ultra mega sticker swipe rose letter opportunity to send them a haiku or something. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
So I think these dinner club things are particularly cool.
Yeah. I would like to be able to mark on my profile as I show up, extremely unavailable and uninterested, though.
Yes.
That's the other thing. Show up like, okay, everybody chill?
Everybody chill?
All right.
You want to talk down. You want to talk about books or something? Just books, right?
You're not going to think it's fascinating that I read? Okay. All right, then.
Fascinating that you read.
That's exactly what it would be.
I know.
Oh my God, you read?
Wow. Wow, reading. Wow.
Reading.
Whoa, you're literate in your own language? Whoa.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look, as these numbers change, also, so does literacy rates, unfortunately.
That's true. That is true.
It's not looking good out here.
I saw something. I saw an anecdote the other day that somebody had shared. A lovely anecdote that somebody had shared on one of the 50 social networks we have to post to at all times now.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was about how somebody had to help their little cousin because they were having problems with Google Docs. And what they found out is the little cousin was trying to cut and paste and it wasn't doing anything. And he was like, okay, well, what's going on? It's like a gray box is opening up. Okay. Are you just closing the gray box or are you reading it? It's like, oh, I closed it. It's like, no, read the gray box. And listen, part of it is like, come on, kid, that's a literacy issue. But part of it is also just UI training that we've had over the last whatever. And like, if you see a gray box with a red X, you go, it's an ad. It wants money.
Yeah.
It's something I don't need. I don't care about.
A pop-up of some kind.
It's not Google Docs saying, hey man, try the Control-Shift-V
For why?
But I think all of this stuff is just coming together, like we're saying, to make it incredibly rough to meet people or do things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the idea of it. And then if you get into the dinner club scene here in LA, there are like non-advertised, non-paying ones. Yeah. There are like little groups and chefs and cooks who will who do like weekly dinner parties.
That sounds lovely. I think that sounds nice.
Everybody.
On the other hand of interacting with people out in the world, I say like, I want to meet strangers.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You didn't look at me. There's a bunch of other people. You didn't look at me and think I'm the person who has jumper cables. I promise you didn't. I promise you didn't think that.
It sucks that you're right.
But you know it.
It sucks that you're right, but you are right.
You know it.
The other reason it sucks
there was a dude across the street with a much better car than me.
No, if a dude had to ask a woman about car trouble or frogger their way across 8 lanes of highway to talk to a man, they would talk to the man.
Correct.
And the reason this is terrible is because Saige knows about cars.
A little.
The thing is, like, if you are actually having car trouble, Saige does know what to do. But,
technically, yes.
But she knows you don't think she does.
Uh-huh. I know you didn't look at me and think, yeah, she could jump my battery. Mm-mm.
She could jump my battery.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyways.
We got a great show for you coming up. We're going to talk about just what is an Xbox. Nobody knows. We're going to talk a little bit about Wicked because it is
Wicked Week.
Happy Wicked Week to all who celebrate.
Yeah. We're going to talk about some weird advertising choices all around.
Yep. And also, Piglet's trapped in Silent Hill.
And the Silver
Surfer.
And we'd love to say hi to Alex, but Alex's mic is having a problem. So at some point later in the show, when Alex lets me know that he has figured out his microphone, we will say hi to Alex. But I want you to know we're not ignoring Alex. And we're going to have a little conversation with Alex later.
That's right.
Not in a bad way. That sounds like we're going to...
No, we are.
That sounds like Alex is going to get in trouble.
Welcome to Alex's Quarterly Review.
News.
Welcome to Alex's Quarterly Review. You may not know this about Pixel Circus, but we do all employee reviews and HR arbitrations.
Live
on the internet.
So subscribe.
Hey!
He's here. He's just silent.
We promise. Alex, just real quick, head motion. You doing well? Yeah.
Yeah.
We should let you know. Should we let them know now?
No.
He's saying yes. No?
Yeah? No, yeah. I think when his microphone works.
Okay.
We shouldn't tell them that Alex is fired until his microphone works.
That's true. We should give him a chance to talk back.
Yeah, exactly.
To plead his case. Hey, everyone, shut up. I want to start off the show strong.
Okay.
It is Wicked Week.
Okay.
And boy.
Yes, we're starting.
Boy, let me tell you something. I have never seen a press junket like the Wicked press junket.
Hey guys, okay, let me tell you. I'm a Wicked fan.
She is.
Okay.
Is there a name for Wicked fans? Is there like a group name?
I don't know because I am very quietly a Wicked fan. I don't want anyone to know.
Is that possible?
I know. That's why. I don't want anyone to know I'm a big Wicked fan, okay? Because this is how Wicked fans act. In addition to how the Wicked cast is acting. And listen.
Aussians.
Okay.
Says they're Aussians.
All right, I'm good. I'm not. I'm good. Listen, at the beginning of the press junket, which was so long ago, this has been the longest press junket of all time.
It's crazy that they've been working on Wicked for 37 years, the marketing.
At the beginning of it, we were like, it's so sweet. The friendship between Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, especially because people have had a kind of poor idea of Ariana Grande for the last many years right now. And also are like, oh, they're putting a pop star in a movie, right? Yes. Which I'd like to remind everybody, she comes from Broadway. She was a theater kid first.
Hey, have y'all ever heard her, like, take away her pop? The combined range of just about every singer you've ever heard.
Y'all heard of 13? I don't know. Anyways, it was really cute in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And as it's gone on, it has gotten exhausting.
I want to talk about theater kids. Can we just please talk about theater kids? Because listen, theater kids.
Because theater kids.
They are so excited to be in Wicked. Like, obviously, Ariana Grande has made it public since she was a youth that her dream gig is Glinda in Wicked.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cynthia Erivo, huge Broadway superstar. Making the transition into huge blockbuster film.
Yeah.
They're so happy, and we love this for them. Here's what's up. I have a video that we must show.
Yeah, open it full screen.
I will. This is a 1-minute compilation of Ariana and Cynthia.
We will want audio for this.
Crying during the Wicked press tour. Because they do it in almost every interview.
Every interview.
Yeah. We just had our own private cry.
Yeah. They cry over everything.
Don't do it.
They cry over everything. They are constantly, they're doing this. They're doing the theater kid this, where it's like, the teacher's about to announce who's the lead in The Princess and the Pea.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. If it's not me, I hope it's you.
No, I hope it's you. I don't even want it to be me. I want it to be you.
And they cry and they cry, and then they'll like look at the interviewer and they'll be like, but what's your life like? What's your life like here in this moment with us? Everything you do is wonderful.
Wow.
Oh, what you do sounds amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God.
What are your dreams?
Guys, okay, let's come back. We've seen enough. I really do. I can't stress it enough that we've seen enough. I really can't say that enough.
You made it until there was 4 seconds left.
I know. I was tapped out. I didn't have any more in me. Guys, look. This is just what theater kids are like. And there's a lot of people commenting on it being like, oh, clearly you guys don't know any theater kids. Oh, we know a lot of theater kids.
Go to a Denny's at 2 a.m. on a Friday.
Yeah.
That's a table. What they're doing is a full table.
Yeah. And this is the same energy that most TTRPG casts have, including ours.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. Field Save has had this energy.
Yes.
We visited theater kid energy.
Never to that extent on camera where we knew other people could see. Sometimes.
The Patreon after shows, I'm not going to lie. The Patreon after, I have to take personal responsibility. I have to acknowledge our place in this.
I do.
The Patreon after shows had a little bit of this energy.
Okay, and this is a separate divergent, listen. 2 roads in a wood, you know what I mean? But
Don't I?
Here's what's going on. I do think we're getting to a point with the TTRPG shows and actual plays where I am beginning to feel this way about the energy that every cast of a TTRPG gives in everything.
And look.
Where I'm like, hey, I love that this is great for y'all, but also you're just playing Dungeons and Dragons and it was fun.
It's okay.
It was just fun. It was just fun to play D&D with your friends and like that's cool. We don't need to.
Not every experience is life-changing.
Not everything is inside the actor's studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also with regards to this, it does feel like it's a bit much, but at the same time, this is 2 people getting their dream job.
Yes.
Who turned into extremely good friends on set. Like,
and I love that for them.
Like not fake, oh, we all got along so well and we had little jokes and like blah, blah, blah. They got like 3 matching tattoos.
Yeah.
They got 3 matching Wicked tattoos.
For sure.
And one of them is on their palms where they hold hands during press junkets.
It's so intense.
I'm not even kidding.
It's so intense.
So when they hold hands, their tattoos touch.
That's a lot.
This is
They're doing a lot.
If we as a society can cry when we hear the story about the matching tattoos on Lord of the Rings, can we give them this?
We can.
But like
we can give them the tattoos. You know where they lost me?
Where?
Unfortunately. God, I wish it wasn't where they lost me. It was the fan poster edit.
Yes.
It was Cynthia Erivo's reaction to the fan poster edit. I was just like, oh, my problem is what was so sweet about it, what was pleasant about it was that they loved each other and they seemed like sweet women with each other. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like you want to see women like bonding and being kind and loving to each other. And I still do feel like they are. But then I'm like, but are you nice to other people?
So we
and I
talked
started
about
to feel
this,
like
yeah.
maybe no.
We talked about this on the show. There was a fan edit of the Wicked poster to make it look more like the Broadway poster in the cover of the book. But
Cynthia Erivo said it was like the most offensive thing she had ever seen. It compared it to like weird deep fakes and said that it was worse than that.
Yes.
And like to cover an artist's eyes is to silence them.
yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff going on with that. And I will say that we talked about it, and they did edit Cynthia Erivo more than Ariana Grande.
No, they didn't.
Like a little bit. It
That
seemed
wasn't
like they
the
did.
thing.
No, but no. I'm not saying that was the thing that was the problem. I'm saying when we looked at it, I noticed that they did edit her a bit more.
Ariana Grande's face was covered more in the final edit
Really?
than Cynthia Erivo's. Yes, less of Ariana Grande's face was showing at the end of it.
But I mean like
There was just less
actual-
because it's just moving the
Yeah,
hand up. They
but
didn't change her features.
That's what
at
I'm
all.
saying. Like they changed Erivo's lips. They changed like a
They
lot of
did
stuff.
it. So that's the very specific
Yeah.
thing that I want to be clear about. They
Yeah.
did not edit her features in any way. They changed the lipstick color on
Okay.
her. Because in the Wicked
Wicked, she has
poster,
red
she has a
lips.
red lipstick
Yeah.
on. But they like very specifically, because I watched this because I was like, look, if you touch her lips, if you touch her nose, if you touch her facial features,
Right.
yes, offensive. But they
Yeah.
didn't. They very specifically didn't. And
Yeah.
it was just a fan. It was just a fan
know.
who was like, what if this looked like the play poster?
What I'm getting at, that's not my
Yeah,
main
yeah.
point. But the point of what I'm getting at is I could see where from her point of view, it felt like there were more changes made to her. And also, she's been big in Broadway.
Mhm.
This is her first thing
Yeah.
where she has been, and Broadway fans can be horrible. I'm not saying Broadway fans can't be horrible.
Sure.
This was the first thing where she had to deal with the internet as a whole having an opinion of her.
Sure.
And I'm not saying like the poster, I'm not saying the poster was a good thing to blow up about,
Yeah.
but I'm saying I remember the first time I was exposed to any amount of internet
Yeah.
as like a face of a thing and how thin my skin was about it.
Sure.
But I will also say, did seem like a bit of a mountain molehill situation. Seems like PR or marketing could have
Yeah.
talked her down
Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, I do wonder how nice they are to the wait staff, the two of them.
I have to wonder.
I do wonder how nice the two of them are to the wait staff. They're lovely to each other.
Yeah.
If somebody they've worked with before comes in, somebody they know,
Yeah.
maybe they
Look,
wait,
they've
come
been
over,
lovely
sit,
to the
sit
interviewers.
with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the interviewer thing as well. I'm particularly interested, and listen, once again, the majority of my brain says, let them have this, let them enjoy this. But there is a part of my brain that says the interviewer thing does feel like a specific reaction to the Blake Lively of it all.
Yeah.
You know, like lately there's been like a thing, particularly with Blake Lively around her movie, which she inadvertently ruined.
Yeah.
And
then we found out that Blake Lively's actually always been really mean to interviewers.
yeah, she's apparently constantly mean to interviewers and particularly women interviewers, which is really
Yeah.
weird. But
Right. We just knew that what we realized is no one was watching Blake Lively interviews before.
right. It was one of those things where every once in a while Blake Lively would say something weird in an interview that would become big, but we didn't realize she was doing it every time.
Yeah.
So I think part of me that works with press and with media makes me think that like, hey, and remember, be like so sweet to the interviewers.
Ooh. I don't know.
We don't want anything happening. Be so sweet to the interviewers. Make everybody's part of the Wicked family.
Yeah.
Everybody's an Aussie and invite them all in. And this is just the tinfoil hat part of me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know anything about them, but they're crying a lot in
What I
interviews.
do know is it's a lot of theater kid energy, and
a lot.
it feels very appropriate for Wicked. I'm sure you Aussians are eating it up.
No, it's not. I
but
like the play. I like the
It
music.
is
It's so
a little. I find it more like a little funny, sweet, weird than anything else. Like good work, theater kids.
good. Yeah. I think it is until I watch too much of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, get away from me, theater kids, which is how I feel in general. I
Mr.
feel in general like there is a certain point where I'm like, oh, how sweet. This is so fun. I love this. And then you hit my breaking point where I say, get away from me, theater kids.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I did 2 plays in high school.
Okay.
at the end of my senior year, and I did the first one, and I realized that I enjoyed acting and did not like any of the people. I had like 2 friends that were actors. They're like, "You should come do the show." I was like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah.
Went and did it. Had a lovely time. Except, I just got my fill of the theater kids.
Yeah.
And remember, at the time, I was also a teenager, and it was too much for me.
Yeah.
Mr. Duck Sauce is saying it's like Aubrey Plaza being weird in interviews. I accept it.
No, Blake Lively is not, unless you're talking about Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
it's like that's just their interview energy together.
Yeah.
Do you think how much of Aubrey Plaza is a bit?
I don't know.
I can't tell.
I don't know.
I know she was the lore is she was an NBC page who literally refused to learn the stuff that she had to do on the tour and would just make up funny bits about everything at 30 Rock, and was kind of like in comedy already, and then was written the part for Parks and Rec,
so
because
I don't
it was
think
like
it's
her.
much of a bit.
No, but I have to imagine that
at some point it became a bit.
Yeah, here she is, 20 years into her career, and she has to be weird in every interview. Like she can't take a day off from that.
Yeah.
That's got to be a
normal
lot,
interview.
You know, she knows that people are waiting for her to like say the weird thing.
Yeah.
That's got to be a lot. I think that's why she and Patti LuPone wound up getting along so well.
Yeah, because Patti LuPone is also weird in interviews.
Yeah, and they're both, and I can tell that they both don't give a shit.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
They probably go home to their apartment that they share now.
Yeah. Right. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they lived together for a while. Maybe they still do. I don't know.
When did they live together? For the filming of Agatha?
No. So Aubrey Plaza got offered a Broadway role and asked Patti LuPone if she should take it. She was like, "Patti, do you think I should do this stage thing? I've never done stage." And Patti LuPone was apparently like, "Yes, darling. And not only will you do it, you will live with me."
Sure.
Have you not heard the story of her getting drugged by Patti LuPone?
No, we don't have time to get into this
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
We don't have time for
There's
it right now,
lore.
Anthony.
They're
we
the
have
best.
news to get to.
We
and
got
this
news
isn't
to
it.
get to. Hey, Saige, quick question for you. If you had to describe an Xbox,
Yeah.
what's an Xbox?
I don't think anyone can answer that.
You know, an Xbox is really more of a concept, of a feeling.
Yeah.
Xbox is
A mindset.
Xbox is a child's laughter on a warm spring day.
Yeah.
You know?
Xbox is getting called a slur in a headset.
Yeah.
You know?
It's that feeling. It's that feeling of letting that person in Call of Duty know that you will track them down and message their mother.
Yeah.
It's the empty threat of that. It's that feeling you get on a crisp fall day when a wonderful and storied game studio is closed.
Yeah.
You know? But what it isn't is a console.
Apparently.
Microsoft released an ad campaign, went big on it the other day, saying this is an Xbox, and various photos of things that are Xboxes that have built-in Xbox app, built-in cloud streaming, anything you can play Xbox on.
Except they also did, this isn't, okay, you got your laptop, you've got a Steam Deck. They also did, this is a cat box.
Yeah, this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox that tags along. This is a cat box. This is a bento box. The phone is, this is an Xbox that makes calls.
Okay. And hey, what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean this is an Xbox?
So this is, of course, referring to something that we've been talking about a lot on this show for years, which is Microsoft doesn't want to sell you an Xbox. Microsoft doesn't want to make hardware anymore.
No, they want to sell you the concept of Xbox.
That's right. They want Xbox as platform. They want to know, the same way as every time you buy a PC, they get $20 for your install of Windows.
Yeah.
They want to know that every time you buy any electronic device, there's a potential that you're going to give them a monthly subscription to play Xbox.
And you should have it for all your devices, your television, your Steam Deck, your laptop, your VR headset.
Have you tried it on, I don't know if you have a Fire TV or a Fire Stick.
I don't.
I have a Fire Stick. I tried it on the Fire Stick, the cloud. It's good. It's just as good as it is on a phone. It's just as good as it is anywhere. They have great cloud.
I've also never done cloud streaming on my phone.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
But here's the thing. They have been, for the last few years, as people have been like, come on, come on, you don't really want to make more hardware. They're like, we're dedicated.
What are you talking about?
We're devoted.
Just last week, they're like, we're gonna make a handheld someday.
Yeah, Sarah Bond acts like you kicked her dog every time you suggest.
We love to make the box part.
Yeah, the box part is the best part. Phil Spencer is like, I like the box part even more than laying people off.
Right.
That's my favorite part.
And that's saying a lot.
And I lay off people all the time.
Meanwhile,
thousands of people.
The actual people developing at Xbox are over here like, we don't really need the box, right? Your phone's an Xbox. Your Fire Stick's an Xbox.
And they've been trying, right? I think the main reason they've been saying we're dedicated to hardware is two things. Number one, obviously, you have a lot of Xbox fans.
Yeah.
Console fanboys are still real in the year of our Lord 2024.
Yeah.
Blows my mind, but it's true. People who will ride or die for their particular corporation.
No. I have a console preference.
I do, yeah.
But not a console fandom.
No. And
Sure.
if I have my druthers, and boy, do I love to have my druthers.
Doesn't he?
If I can get my druthers, whew, I like to have all the boxes.
Sure. I like to have the options.
I like to have the options. I like to have it all in front of me. But there are a lot of people who love their consoles, who are ride or die for their consoles, and they don't want to alienate those people, right? The same way that Kamala Harris was like, I got to hang out with a lot of Cheneys.
Which clearly very effective.
Yeah. Got to hang out with like a lot of Cheneys to make this work. We got to keep telling the box people that the boxes are happening. So that's number one. Number two is investors want to know the same thing. Investors don't want to think that you are taking a big swing and getting rid of the box.
Of course.
If you're getting rid of the hardware, then what is it?
No, that's scary.
Isn't the hardware what locks people into our games?
Yeah.
We need that. And then the third thing is I just think the majority of people still aren't ready.
Yeah.
Like, everybody watching this show is ready.
Yeah.
If you're listening on a podcast platform, you're ready.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people, the people that we call the 2-game-a-year people, COD and FIFA.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's a horrible sound.
It's a horrible sound. But that's the sound they make when you listen. If you're ever in your house alone at night in the darkness, and you hear COD and FIFA, run. Get to your panic room. You don't have a panic room? You fool.
You chump.
You buffoon. Those people are not necessarily ready to be like, oh, it's a streaming app that you put on here and you gotta, blah, blah, blah.
No, they just want to turn on their Xbox and play it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And for some people, the Xbox is the electronic device, right?
Yeah.
You still use your Xbox to watch everything in your living room.
I do. Yeah. I use it as my primary, TV, streaming, everything.
So, for those people, it's like, well, I'm not buying another thing.
Yeah.
And my laptop is like my work laptop. I don't want to,
Yeah.
they won't let me or I don't want to.
I use Game Pass on my computer. I primarily use Game Pass on PC. It's funny because I play my Xbox games on my PC more than I play them on my Xbox.
Yeah.
And I watch TV on my Xbox.
Yeah, right? Like the Xbox is where you watch the movies, and then when you want to play a game, you go into the other room to the smaller screen and the less comfortable chair to play the games.
On my Xbox controller.
That's right, because that's the best controller.
Through my PC.
Somebody else in the live studio audience also just brought up hey, broadband internet, as much as we love it and we think that it's all pervasive,
it is not everywhere. Not everyone has the speeds to stream games.
Not to any extent that they look great or feel great.
No, where you're going to have a good, fun time.
No.
So all of that is to say, right now, it's literally this contradictory thing where they put out this campaign and then Phil Spencer once again is like, hey, to be very, very clear, we still, Xbox is a box and we love that.
Yeah.
But also it's not just the box.
So multiple, the box boys have been as angry as we thought they would be.
I don't get why they're angry. Because they're not saying no more box. They're saying Xbox and. I don't care. That doesn't affect me.
Sure.
If I'm a box boy.
Yeah.
And they're saying you can still have your box, but also someone can play on their phone, I'm completely unaffected.
So I don't think that's the issue. I think for the box boys, the issue is this is the latest to them in a long line of decisions that seems to be weakening the Xbox platform and brand for core gamers. Xbox already this generation is not known for having the stellar exclusives.
Sure.
Xbox has not gotten a great reputation for fostering game talent.
Yeah.
This generation. A lot of people who have Game Pass were very, very mad about the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because they had to get the special Game Pass to get the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Right? When they were promised, don't worry, Game Pass isn't ruining everything.
Yeah.
You're going to have everything day one, we promise. So I think this to them is another thing that's just like Xbox is forgetting what Xbox is good at, and they're trying to be, I don't know, some like mobile game iOS Apple Arcade platform.
Here's my thing. You know what confuses me? If you're a gamer,
yeah,
and not someone on the investor advisory board for Microsoft,
yes,
why do you care about exclusives? Why do you care if Microsoft has exclusives? I understand saying I want to have the game.
I want to have the game.
I want to get the game.
Yeah.
Okay? But like, I'm anti-exclusives.
Sure.
I'm anti-console exclusives because I'm not an investor that's profiting off of the exclusivity of a console.
Well,
I'm not like, I want me to have it and you not to have it because I'm an Xbox and you're a PlayStation. That's fucking weird. The only reason exclusives actually exist isn't for that. It is for companies to make exclusive money.
Sure. But
why do I care if company makes money?
Remember, while we're people that have multiple platforms, we play on multiple devices, some people only have one device.
Yes.
And so for those people, if there is a gaming generation where those people perceive that they have bought the wrong box because the other ones are getting all the good exclusives.
But that's why I'm saying I'm anti-exclusives, not give me exclusives on Xbox.
Sure, but the complaint is not, their complaint is not a philosophical one. Their complaint is more, there aren't any exclusives on Xbox this generation. And so we don't have, all the good games are exclusive to something else.
But are they?
And so most of them, yeah. What are the big Xbox games this gen?
I'm just saying, like, of the games that are everything, you don't think of them as an Xbox game, but they're on Xbox.
Sure.
I, as somebody who turns on my PlayStation twice per year, I turn it on for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
That's right.
I turned it on for 2 Spider-Mans.
Couple of Spider-Mans.
I've turned it on for each Spider-Man. But also, again, that's my gaming preferences, right? So I'm like, yeah, because that's a Sony game.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, and right now, I think the thing is that in this generation, over the last few years, and like really mid PS4 to this generation, the perception is Sony and Nintendo have the IP and the exclusives.
Right. But I'm like, okay, would they feel better? Would Xbox, the Box Boys, feel better if they made Call of Duty a Xbox exclusive? Would they feel better? Because they'd feel like they got something special?
I'm sure some of them would feel very special.
Because I would feel worse if I was a Call of Duty player because I want cross-platform play to play with more of my friends.
Sure. I'm sure some of them would be like, fuck yeah, Xbox rules.
That's the thing, is I think this is just Xbox rules guys that want to be able to say that. And I don't think it's actually people who are like struggling with the game library of like games that they want to be playing and don't have.
I think the most vocal upset people, you're right. They are, we want the Xbox to win.
Yeah.
We love Xbox. We love green color brand.
Yeah.
But I do think there are a lot of people, I don't know, man. If you watch our buddies over at Kinda Funny when they do the Xbox Games Cast.
Yeah.
The Xbox Game Cast has had months and months of woof. You know, like the biggest Xbox fans.
Yeah.
Sitting in a room going, ugh, what a bad decision.
Yeah. Well, because Microsoft is a big evil company.
Sure, they all are.
So what if we did abandon our allegiances to corporations, I guess, is the end of it. Where it's like, what if you just bought the console that had the library you want and not the color of game box that you like?
If I could get right now, and Microsoft has been trying and trying and trying. If I could get, not cloud streaming, but the ability to install my Game Pass games locally on my Steam Deck, I would be the happiest boy in the world.
Yeah.
Cloud gaming has come in handy for me on, when I'm traveling and I don't want to travel with an extra laptop or a box or something or a handheld. I can play on my phone some games. It's really nice.
You're not a box boy.
I'm not a box boy. I like being
games.
I like games being everywhere. The thing that I worry about as a non-box boy is that Microsoft has been acquiring a lot of studios, but somehow at the same time, over the last 5 years, they've seemed to have been devaluing their brand.
Sure.
I don't think as highly of Xbox or Microsoft Game Studios as I maybe did a few years ago. And a lot of that has to do with just the way I feel politically and in terms of capitalism and that sort of stuff.
For me, that's because of the layoffs, because of the studio closures, the acquisitions.
Yes, but it's also, I do think Game Pass, while being a good thing right now, and we've said this before, it's a good thing right now, but it is a race to the bottom in terms of paying studios, games being profitable, and creativity within games.
Yeah.
Because once everything turns into an all-you-can-eat platform, and it becomes a dominant platform, we saw this with Apple Arcade, we saw it with Netflix.
Yeah.
There is a race to the bottom. Netflix puts out $3 billion movies that no one cares about every year, and then they hire a bunch of underpaid production companies to make reality shows for them. And they keep raising subscriber prices, paying producers less.
Yeah.
This is what's happening to game studios right now. If you talk to anybody who's working with game studios, well, why are you releasing your game on this platform? Well, they're the ones giving money this week.
Yeah.
Nobody has any money.
Yeah.
And those checks are getting lower and lower and lower. And so the reason why I don't like this as much is because I can feel that Microsoft is going to put that Microsoft squeeze on gaming as a whole.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about no box.
And that's totally fair. I'm less troubled with the box of it all as somebody, again, I use my Xbox every day. I like having it. But I also realized that my experience of there hasn't been but really the one game or game franchise for me that I've looked around and been like, shit, I can't play this on my Xbox. But also primarily I play indie games.
Yeah.
And I love my indie game library. I haven't had the trouble of not having access to games, but also because my secondary is PC.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my PC library is going to be excellent because I'm an indie games player, and that's where my games live.
And Nintendi.
Yes.
You're a bit of a Nintendi.
I'm 100% a Nintendo girl. First and foremost, realistically, I'm a Nintendo girl when it comes to the games that I love.
If you've got the Mario box, you've got probably 90% of the big budget games you want to play.
Yeah, when it comes to big budget games, primarily I'm Nintendo. When it comes to indie games, I'm PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
That's just where I get a lot of my games. But I understand that it is different for people who really look forward to AAA titles. I just don't enjoy a lot of AAA games.
Yeah. I think the best thing right now, somebody just mentioned it, Low Dog in the live studio audience. Best thing right now, buy your games on Steam.
Yep.
I think that the best way to buy games right now is on itch.io. But you can buy your games on Steam, your big budget games, and then have that Steam family.
Yeah.
Sometimes me and two people I host two different podcasts with are a family.
Yeah.
And we share our games, and it's beautiful.
They weren't the only people that had a weird marketing campaign this week.
No?
No.
No?
No. Unfortunately, it only gets worse. You may have seen it in the title. Coca-Cola decided to make an AI commercial for Christmas. Now, it's interesting because Coca-Cola is kind of known for their Christmas commercials.
They're huge.
That's kind of their thing.
Coca-Cola's Christmas commercials are not just part of the cultural zeitgeist. They are also part of pushing technology forward. The first 3D animated polar bears drinking Coke commercial is still shown in animation schools.
Which is what they think they're currently doing, going, well, we're always on the forefront of technology. We have to be on the forefront of AI generating a commercial.
No, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, no.
No, not the slop.
Here's the thing.
Did the slop got Coca-Cola?
What's crazy is I looked at it and I was like, this is definitely not better than the AI generated animal videos I get on TikTok.
Where they turn from ice cream into pandas?
Sometimes, yeah. But
those.
I got sent a video the other day and it was a bunch of cute otters, and I look at it and I'm like, that's AI. oh, God damn it, it's AI. And I open up the comments and everyone's like, yeah, I also just realized this was AI. Because at first you think it's a cute otter. And then you're like, ooh, that's a little off. That's an AI. And it looked exactly like this. Let's watch it.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up on my screen. We don't have to listen to it with audio. We don't need audio to look at AI slop.
No.
Who needs it? Okay? Like that, whatever that animal with the antlers is,
It's just got that AI look to it.
it's that AI blur.
Yeah.
There's a slight blur on the edges of everything in AI that's too smooth.
Everything looks like it's greasy dirty.
Yeah. Everything looks smudged
Like
in
I
these
want that
AI-generated
like
videos.
not only do I want that dog to shower, I somehow want that truck to shower.
Yeah. The smoothness of like the way it kind of melts together in fur when it's generated, you can always see.
But also one of the things that you notice here is that every shot has to be different with no continuity to
Yeah.
it. Because if they were to show the same thing twice, it would not match.
You couldn't generate it the same.
It wouldn't match. It's so
The
ugly.
wheels look weird and they don't match each other even. Like when you look at all the shots of the trucks, like some of the rims are totally different and that doesn't make sense because they're generating a bunch of trucks. They're all different proportions.
Yeah.
Like you can see the like shortness. That truck in the back looks like a train for some reason. Like it has weird train features and not like a truck.
God, and you know that some poor person had to sit
Yeah.
and do like a million finagling things with AI just to get the trucks to look mildly the same.
For instance,
And you could have hired an animator.
look at this where everything's a little blurry, a little soft, except for the Coca-Cola logo. They definitely put that in themselves.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell. It's the Coca-Cola logo is crisp when everything else has that like weird AI blur
The
to it.
Coca-Cola logos were obviously added afterwards because the other thing is AI, particularly in video, you could tell it Coca-Cola truck and it'll be like Krambleblisko.
Yeah, because it's combining a million images.
Gershkambabel.
Look at the smoothness of this dog. There's no separation in its fur.
No, that's
Tongue doesn't move.
no, that's a smooth dog.
Like
That's actually
the way these squirrels move.
no, that's actually you want that in a dog if it's going to be a show dog.
Yeah.
You want your Labrador to be smooth. They say, "Bring me the smoothest Labrador."
Yeah.
A lot of
1
times-
point in smoothness.
Yeah, a lot of times,
Uh-huh.
and they had to outlaw this
Yeah.
at the Westminster. Is they would brush petroleum jelly through their Labradors,
Yeah.
before the Westminster
For
Dog
the
Show.
smoothness.
So they were like, remember, think smooth thoughts.
Yeah. Like look at the way that the ear on this squirrel moves when they like turn their head.
Perfect. No notes. It does not turn into a different ear.
Nope, not at all.
It is not like a weird morph ear. It's totally fine.
Yeah, all of these trees are absolutely the correct shape. No notes. There's nothing wrong with any of these places.
And here's okay.
I'm just
Here's the
like-
thing. Coca-Cola has one of the best marketing teams in the world. They make
Most
so much-
expensive, at least.
Well, yeah, they make a lot of money. They clearly did it just so we would do this. This is why they did it. Television commercials don't matter as much anymore.
Yeah.
So the Coca-Cola Christmas commercial, it's going to get shown once at the Super Bowl and people will see it and be like, that was weird. But they wanted these headlines. They wanted this conversation. This is the only value that AI has.
When is the Super Bowl?
Like January? No, they won't because it won't.
I'm like, isn't that like summer?
That's after. No, Super Bowl's winter. It's like late January. But they
What do you
can't
know?
they can't show
Yeah,
the Christmas
Christmas.
commercial. But yeah, they oh shit, they played us. Yeah, that's right. They did play us.
Yes and no. I mean, I don't know. I think they think that they're going to be at the forefront of technology and people are going to be like, wow, how impressive.
I
I'm
think-
like, this is weird garbage and you didn't even do a good job at it. Like, you're doing a thing I disagree with fundamentally, okay, right? But setting that aside,
Yeah.
you also did a bad job of it. Like, if I take my moral stance on AI-generated imagery out of this and just look at this from the perspective of utilizing the technology, people have made significantly better AI-generated video.
Sure. And I think maybe for like the Coca-Cola, maybe for Coca-Cola execs, and for some investors, they think like, yeah, AI, this is big. But there's no savvy marketing team that didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
And want this.
Do you
I'm talking
think
about
that
the
they
marketers.
intentionally made it look like the way that we recognize AI video? Like they didn't make it better and more realistic looking. Because I think they could probably, at this point in technology, with the budget that Coca-Cola has, I think they could probably make a commercial we couldn't really tell was AI. We're there. Not everyone can do that, but Coca-Cola probably
potentially, yeah, depending on the time and the money they wanted to spend on it. But I think part of it is, you're right, being recognized a little bit as an AI commercial. Showing that like we did this with AI and being part of that conversation. Ooh, we got to be part of that conversation. And now look at us. We're part of the conversation. You're part of the conversation.
We've all done it.
We've all been part of the conversation. Hey, breaking news, Saige. Literal breaking news.
What?
Game Awards nominations.
Oh, shit. We should check those out. But really quickly, before we move on to that, Alex's mic is working. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Alex.
Wait.
Yes.
Just scroll.
It's working. Hello.
Yeah.
In theory, it might be coming in. It looks like mono. It might be one ear. It might be stereo. Like might be stereo on one side. I don't know.
I hope you can hear me because I have some news to share.
Yeah. Should we talk about it now, or should we talk about it at the end of the show?
We could talk about it at the end.
We'll talk about it at the end of the show. I feel like that's for the best.
Okay.
But we wanted to make sure we got to say hello.
Well, hello.
Hello.
I've missed you. I'm back and I have a voice now.
Foreshadowing.
Okay.
You want to check out these Game Award nominations
Let's check out
right
these
now?
Game Awards nominations.
All right.
This is hot breaking news. We'll just check out a couple of the top categories because you know, Game Awards.
Game Awards. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, let's look at Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Game of the Year. We've got Astrobot.
Yes.
Balatro.
Yes.
Black Myth Wukong. Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree.
Now this is interesting, Saige, because DLC. They announced a couple years ago. They announced a couple days ago that DLC.
Just a couple days ago.
That DLC was going to be able to be nominated for awards on its own. And of course, Shadow of the Erdtree.
These companies that make the biggest games in the world are going to be able to pay us again to be in the running for Game of the Year.
That's right.
No! I hate it. Sorry, I hate it. Get in Game of the Year. There's other categories. You shouldn't get into Game of the Year for DLC.
No, that should be its own category.
That's
I will
not
say this.
the game.
I will say this. Shadow of the Erdtree was big. It was a big update, but you're right. And
DLC of the Year, my friends.
DLC of the Year, but I wonder...
Win a million other awards.
Hey.
There's so many other awards.
There is an interesting conversation to be had, not about this, but there is a larger interesting conversation to be had about how big is DLC or an add-on or a season pass or something before it becomes its own game. I don't think that's the conversation relevant to this, but I do think it's a conversation we're going to be having in the next year or two.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? And Metaphor ReFantazio, which yes.
Yeah.
I think...
What's your pick?
The three for me are Astrobot, Balatro, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Yeah.
Out of those, I think Metaphor ReFantazio, but I think Shadow of the Erdtree wins.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the DLC wins. And I understand they put a lot of work in. They made basically another game. But there is a principle to be set on, can you take it again? Because I believe Elden Ring already won Game of the Year. So like, do we need to give them another Game of the Year?
Well, what if we give them another Best Game Direction? Because they're also up for Best Game Direction. Shadow of the Erdtree.
I'm honestly fine with them being in pretty much any other category other than Game of the Year.
This year, Game Direction is exactly the same as Game of the Year.
Oh my God, it is the exact same.
Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII,
This is
Metaphor
always why I
ReFantazio.
get bored of Game Awards news, is because all of the categories are only the same games. And you'll have like 2 slots that rotate and then 4 games that are the same in every category.
I mean, I feel the same way about most mainstream entertainment awards.
I agree.
Right? Like,
that's also why I don't care about other awards.
yeah,
shows.
that's what. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good games. Best ongoing game, which could mean anything, as we
same
learned
games
last
every year, though, pretty much.
As-
Destiny 2.
As we learned last year,
Yeah.
anything could be an ongoing game.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk could be an ongoing game.
Sure.
Now, is that why Cyberpunk was nominated as ongoing game? Is because they were trying to nominate DLC last time.
Yeah, probably.
And now they're like, and now because of the controversy over Cyberpunk winning best ongoing game.
Is it a coincidence that these are the companies with the most money?
Yes, it's total coincidence.
It's a complete coincidence.
Listen,
Because it's not like, hey, here's this fantastic, beloved community game that people are so fucking excited about. And not to say that people aren't excited about Shadow of the Erdtree. People fucking loved it for a good reason. But I am like, I don't know. Anyways, Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite held out Evers 2.
Listen, Jeff Keighley doesn't even get paid. Jeff Keighley doesn't even care about money.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Keighley's never been paid for anything. He does it out of the goodness of his heart.
Is this why we don't get invited to the Game Awards?
Somebody donate money to Jeff Keighley.
You think this is why?
I think so.
Best art direction, Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Neva.
I mean, for me, it's either Astrobot or Neva.
Yeah.
Although, man, Metaphor is good too. But Metaphor is that standard. When I say standard, I'm doing this, but I'm used to that look because of Persona. Even though I think it's a great look. So I think maybe I would love to see it go to Neva or Astrobot.
Yeah.
Of course, Erdtree is beautiful, but it's more Elden Ring, and I don't know. And Black Myth Wukong is lovely if you are looking to do synthetic GPU benchmarks.
Yeah.
If you're really looking for, if your definition of art direction is, I better be able to see every vein on that leaf.
And there you go.
There you go.
One that I'm most interested in, probably best indie game, Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, and UFO 50.
Damn, good year for indie games,
Good year for indie games.
Good year for indie games.
Every year's a good year for indie games, not gonna lie.
I love all of these. I've probably, out of all of them, played more Balatro than anything else, but that's just...
You got really into Balatro.
That's just because the nature of Balatro. Balatro is like, you play a hand of Balatro, it takes 2.5 minutes.
Right.
Animal Well, I think, is one of the best Metroidvanias to come out in years.
Yeah.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, everything that studio does is brilliant. Neva is beautiful. I haven't played it yet, but I loved Grease, and I know I'm going to love Neva.
I haven't played it yet.
And UFO 50 absolutely fucks. It's 50 real good games. They're all amazing.
Yeah,
I
really
played
fun.
so much UFO 50.
Very cool. What other categories do you particularly have an interest in?
I don't know. That might be it.
That might be it. I didn't know a single person in Content Creator of the Year, which shows that I am out of touch.
That's right.
Yeah, role-playing games, Dragon's Dogma 2,
Sure.
Shadow of Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Give Like a Dragon every award it's nominated for.
I did think that it was interesting in, what was it back here? It was Best Narrative. Silent Hill 2 was nominated.
Okay.
Which I think if you haven't played the Silent Hill 2 remake might be controversial in that, like, well, this isn't a new narrative, but it is in a lot of ways.
Yes, they added a lot of content.
Yeah.
And they added a lot of content, and also just the way they directed it.
Yeah.
And the way it was performed, I think, turns it into a different thing. Yeah, it's good. Oh, I will say best score in music, Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. All good, very different. All of them very different.
Yeah.
I bop to the Astrobot music.
Yeah.
I call it Astrobot. My name is Astrobot.
Slaps.
But then you've got like Square's fully symphonic, gorgeous, and then Silent Hill, where it's two pieces of metal scraping together, and I own it on vinyl.
It's great.
I own it on vinyl.
It's perfect.
Have I ever listened to it? No, but I like to know that it's there.
I feel that way about a lot of the like video game scores I own on vinyl.
Yeah.
They're mostly there for the cover.
What Silent Hill 2 is like, when do you put that on? When do you put that on?
If you're putting on a haunted house,
morning coffee, you're sitting down, you're gonna do your morning journal.
Yeah.
And it just
yeah, horrible. There was most anticipated, and okay, Death Stranding 2 on the beach, which is such a funny name.
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Yeah, it's like the Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian of Death Stranding games.
Ghost of Utah, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Monster Hunter Wilds. Most realistically, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to win that. Death Stranding.
Death Stranding could take it from GTA 6.
If we talked about what people are actually most anticipating, it's probably GTA 6. But if we talked about what the game industry cares more about, it is Death Stranding.
If we're talking about who Jeff Keighley wants to smooch,
it's definitely Death Stranding.
It's definitely Death Stranding.
But something that wasn't on there as we move away from these announcements, was Infinity Nikki, which I think is a crime. I think it is a mistake.
If Infinity Nikki has no fans,
I am dead. Infinity Nikki finally got a release date, and I have been waiting for this so long. It is the open world fashion game. I can't fucking wait. Fashion and adventures. It's all of the parts that you love about Final Fantasy XIV and none of the parts that you don't love about Final Fantasy XIV.
that's right.
I'm so excited. I'm so ridiculously hyped for this game. I have been waiting forever. It has been years in development of them saying it's coming. It has those weird, bad mobile games. Don't worry about those. That has nothing to do with this.
Don't let those ruin the Infinity Nikki brand for you.
December 5th.
December
5th. A little gift for right after my birthday.
That's right. Because guess what? Fashion girlies can show up a little late because of the effort they have to put in.
Exactly. We understand. That's it. That's all of the news for that. I just wanted to tell you about.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Infinity Nikki. In all honesty,
I can't wait to play it.
Another thing that we are excited for is Fantastic Four.
We are.
Fantastic Four First Steps got a little bit of a synopsis over the weekend, as well as some casting news.
Yeah.
The synopsis is very synopsis-y.
Set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic world, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps introduces Marvel's first family, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Pedro Pascal, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Vanessa Kirby, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, Joseph Quinn, and Ben Grimm, The Thing, Ebon Moss, Bachrach?
Yeah, Eben Moss Bachrach.
Bachrach. Okay, great.
He's for the obviously Joseph Quinn is from Stranger Things, and Eben Moss Bachrach is from The Bear. And we love them.
Okay.
They're great. It was one of them was Eddie from Stranger Things, the
I
metalhead.
didn't recognize him without the hair.
Yeah.
I'm watching I'm catching up. I'm almost caught up on Stranger Things right now for the new season.
Mazel tov.
I don't get everyone's love for Eddie. Can I be honest with you?
I do.
I think the actor does a perfectly great job. I don't think there's anything against the actor.
I don't have
I just don't get the love for the character.
the obsession
I'm so
with
sorry.
Eddie that everybody does.
So
but
sorry.
I
don't get why people were
understand.
into Eddie. Like girls were into Eddie.
Yes, it was a huge thing.
Stunned.
That's why he's Johnny Storm now.
Don't get it.
Johnny Storm's defining trait: people want to fuck him, and he wants to fuck people.
I don't
And
see it.
aliens. Eben Moss Bachrach, obviously from The Bear and also from Andor. Love him. I think he's going to be great as Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
I always pictured Ben Grimm before the accident to be more of like a squat guy, like a thick guy. But that's okay. We don't get to see that because they're already the Fantastic Four in this movie when it starts. Then, of course, forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus, played by Ralph Ineson, and his enigmatic herald, the Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. Julia Garner, baby.
I'm so in. I'm so extremely in.
Julia Garner, if you didn't watch Ozark, oh boy, she crushed in Ozark.
Yeah.
Wow. But she was also in Inventing Anna. She's done a bunch of, you've seen her. Here she is.
You've seen her.
This is Julia Garner.
Yeah.
She's up on my screen right now, and she's the Silver Surfer.
Hell yeah.
Now, did the internet get mad?
Yeah.
Let's play Did the Internet Get Mad, Saige. Did the internet get mad?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yes, the internet did get mad. Hey, you buffoons. Number one, we're going to say this. The gender, race, whatever of a character only matters in as much as that quality defines something about the character or their story.
I will give the caveat that it matters in that some characters, even when it isn't tied to their story, were a pillar of representation. And I can tell you that the Silver Surfer was not.
Yes.
So when you say like, well, why does this apply to something like, diverse characters and not white characters? It's because there was at one point when comics were being made and all of these characters were established, a default where everyone was a straight white man.
Yeah.
And at some point we went, okay, well, they can't all be. We have to start maybe including other people.
Yes. And some people are already bringing up things about the Silver Surfer, which is the Silver Surfer gender is smooth.
Correct.
The Silver Surfer identifies as smooth.
Yeah, as liquid.
Yeah. But above and beyond that, this is one of those things where I bet everybody who was working on the Fantastic Four movie was like,
Yeah.
because continues to be a woman who was Silver Surfer. Shala Bal. Silver Surfers, depending on what universe you're from, Norrin Radd is the Silver Surfer. Shala Bal was his love from his home planet, who he lost, and then became the Herald of Galactus. Or on Earth X, which I think this movie is based on,
Okay.
Shala Bal and Norrin Radd both became the Silver Surfer, and Norrin Radd died. And Shala Bal was the only remaining Silver Surfer. And we know that Fantastic Four, the movie, is not set in the mainline Marvel universe.
Yeah,
The Fantastic Four come from an alternate reality.
for sure.
Otherwise, they would have to completely unexplain and re-explain the entire rise of like Tony Stark's dad.
So many
and, like,
things.
So many things. But we're not let off any easier because this is just another multiverse I have to explain to people who don't
Sure.
follow Marvel stuff.
And here's the thing. People who...
Go ahead, Alex. Put up that Shala Bal. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Those titties are smooth.
Yeah. They're made of silver.
Yeah. But they're still drawn with like a little too much definition that lets me know.
Oh, for sure.
lets me know,
unnecessary.
once again, comic book artists, do you know what a boob?
Never. Not once. Listen, it didn't prevent... Any explanation you can have is not going to prevent the angry men that are still going down with the ship of Twitter from being angry about it. Because the problem isn't about what is accurate to the character.
No.
They don't care about comic book lore.
13 people care about the Silver Surfer.
Right.
2 of them are sitting in this room. Like...
So, and it could be me and Anthony. It could be Dagger and Alex.
That's right.
But all it is not girl. Oh, no.
They've ruined the character and the history of the character. You don't even know. You don't even know
the history
You don't
of the
care.
character.
You don't care. I'm still surprised every single day that we're getting a Fantastic Four movie. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. There are 13 people that care about the Fantastic Four.
And 2 of them are definitely in this room.
I'm very, very excited for this. Something that I'm very interested in, that I would love to know that we're never going to find out.
Okay.
The gentleman that directed all the Ant-Man movies, Peyton Reed,
Okay.
who also took over for Edgar Wright on Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first movies that Peyton Reed pitched to Fox after making Bring It On was a Fantastic Four movie set in the 60s on the day that Galactus attacked.
Is this this? Is this this?
I mean, if I'm Peyton Reed, I'm kind of going, the fuck, guys? The fuck, guys? Fun fact, if you want to see what Peyton Reed did with that, he made a movie called Down with Love. That was Ewan McGregor and Renee Zellweger, and it was like a 60s musical done in the style of like Doris Day movies. But his Fantastic Four was supposed to be basically a Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
Where a camera crew is following around the
Right.
Fantastic Four because they're as famous as the Beatles.
Yeah.
On the day Galactus attacks. But also, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're doing a Fantastic Four movie,
Yeah.
you're probably doing Galactus.
Yes.
I mean, you could wait and do Doctor Doom first, but we know Doctor Doom's a big reveal. Galactus seems like the best way to introduce the Fantastic Four to me.
I think so too.
That to me, like, people are like, oh, but Doctor Doom's their main villain. I'm like, yeah, but that's the defining moment.
Yeah. You don't have to start there.
Yeah. Galactus is like
Yeah.
the defining moment.
Yes. That defines who the Fantastic Four is as opposed to their ongoing combatant. You know?
Exactly.
Like, if you're doing Batman, you don't have to start with the Joker.
Right. And you probably shouldn't.
We know you'll get to the Joker though.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm all in for this. I like the synopsis. It very much is we're doing a Fantastic Four movie, the synopsis.
Yes.
But I'm in. I like it. I like the casting so far.
July 25th, 2025. I love everybody in the cast. I love everything we've seen from it using that bright kind of 60s painterly look.
My favorite. I love
I'm excited to see. And I'm also excited to see because we know that all this ends with Secret Wars. We
Yes.
know And listen, it's going to be a beautiful day because anybody who's like, I hate that there are 18 different universes and 40 different timelines.
Yeah.
We just got to make it to Secret Wars.
Wrap it all up.
But here's my question.
Mhm.
Do the Fantastic Four, after the end of this movie, move into the MCU universe voluntarily? Do they do it because their universe gets destroyed? Do they do it at all?
Yeah. Or is this one and done?
Is this a one and done Fantastic Four?
Is it like the Eternals
Yes, God.
where we just ignore it?
I can't imagine.
They emerge and then they're there and
they've
we
been
just
there.
move on.
They've been there forever.
And they didn't help for any of the other times because it didn't come up. And from now on, they won't again.
Yeah. Who knows? How
I
is
say
it-
that as somebody who didn't dislike the Eternals like everyone else.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind them.
I like the Eternals, but how's it going to work? Because I have a feeling all of these people are not signed on to the 10-year, 25-film Marvel contract, particularly Pedro. Pedro's got a lot going on. Is Pedro coming back for every Fantastic Four?
Maybe.
Or
They're not going to do that many Fantastic Fours.
well, that's the thing.
They're not churning out. Like, we're not going to have anybody in the MCU that is as busy as the original Avengers
That's
were.
true.
We're never going to have that again. So I think the commitment, though long, is not as frequent
fair.
as it was. It's not going to be Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just not.
Do we get the ultimate Fantastic Four, the ultimate universe Fantastic Four? Does this 60s space age Fantastic Four disappear? Here's what I think. This Fantastic Four, no matter how long they're in the MCU, I don't think they make it through Battle World. I think that Fantastic Four is over after Secret Wars.
I think right now there's probably a question mark on that because I don't think, as it stands right now, that general audience of a Marvel movie
General audience.
love the Fantastic Four enough to do another.
It's so wild.
I know.
We're getting
I
a
know.
Fantastic Four.
I know. It's crazy.
I can't
it's
believe
awesome.
it.
It's fantastic. We can celebrate that we're getting a Fantastic Four, but I don't think that they love the Fantastic Four enough, and I don't think they have enough data on like what the way that people are going to respond to it to know if they could handle not only another movie, but potentially a different cast of Fantastic Four.
Yes.
The way it is right now, there's no fucking way that people care enough about the Fantastic Four to introduce this one and then care about them as another one. We can't even get people to care about the new Avengers, right? Like, people are still like, it's not Tony Stark. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, we can't get people to do that for the Fantastic Four. There's no way right now.
That's true.
So it's either we're introducing and we're fighting hard for these people and we're going to make you attached to them and we're bringing them in, or nothing.
Yeah. That's why I think they make it to Battle World. Because Battle World is still like, Secret Wars is still like, what, 4 years away?
Yeah.
I think we got time.
Yeah.
We got time to fall in love with him. I'm going to fall in love with him anyway. Also, I heard Griffin Newman's playing Herbie the Robot. I don't know. Y'all should post on the internet that you heard that too. That friend of the show, Griffin Newman, is the voice of Herbie the Robot. And we all heard it, and it's really the only way we're going to see the movie.
I don't know what this is, but okay. I don't understand this. I'm not in on this.
You know Griffin, he's Watto on the...
I know who Griffin is.
Yeah. He's going to be Herbie the Robot.
I still don't understand, but we're moving on.
Um,
That's it. That's all we have time for.
we
That's
gotta
the
do,
end of the show.
We got to do one thing because
What?
we mentioned it up top and we started late, so we'll do a little bit.
What?
Piglets in Silent Hill. Piglets in Silent Hill.
Sure.
The internet has rediscovered
Mm-hmm.
Piglet's Big Game. Piglet's Big Game was a game for the PS2. It was based on Piglet's Big Movie, and it's terrifying on purpose. Let's roll the videotape. I've got it up here.
It's described as the game is a horror comedy aimed at children. The goal is not to frighten them, but to make them feel uneasy and give them just the right amount of chills so that they don't feel entirely at ease.
Listen to this sound.
They can hear it.
I want you to be able to
I
hear it.
cannot. They said, "Whoa." I want it on vinyl.
In this game,
I want this to play during morning coffee.
yes, in this game, Piglet goes into the dreams.
It's giving little nightmares.
Piglet goes into the dreams of the residents of the 100 Acre Wood and has to help them with their fears.
Isn't it?
Look at this camera.
Yeah. It slaps.
The visuals give a lot of little nightmares.
Uh-huh.
People have found that this soundtrack
Uh-huh.
is sourced from the same sample CD as the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack.
Awesome.
The way you fight in this game, the combat, I don't know if I can find it here, but the combat is you make horrible faces at heffalumps.
Hilarious.
And Piglet... like,
Heffalumps and woozles were always terrifying.
yeah. And heffalumps and woozles are the bad guys, and you have to make horrible faces at them and scare them back.
Awesome.
And Piglet's face looks like that, you know, that beta image of Luigi's face in Luigi's Mansion,
Yeah.
where it's all stretched and that's what Piglet's face looks like when you do the voice or
That's
you do the
awesome.
face at these woozles. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's some art for it.
Have any of you played this game? Was this a game that you ever happened upon on accident? Did you play this as a child?
Fucking slaps, dude.
It's awesome.
You find scary faces and scary face upgrades.
Hell yeah. I would like to play this game now.
You should. It's
All right.
great.
Well, that's why we got to end the show. We got to go play Piglet's big game.
That's right. Alex, do you want to play Piglet's big game with us before you move away and leave us forever?
I would actually really love to. Unfortunately, I am leaving Los Angeles tomorrow. So
Yeah. Formally, right now, actually after like 2 p.m. today, Alex is fired.
I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I will miss being here at Pixel Circus very, very much. I've loved my time here. I do hope to come back and visit. I don't think I'm leaving LA to the dust forever, but yeah, I'm excited, going on an exciting new journey. I got a new job. I'm not working in tabletop anymore.
Wow.
So kind of
Big
cool.
changes, and we are going to miss you. You are such a backbone to this place.
I love
and
you guys.
We've
It's
loved
great to be
having
here.
you, and everybody in chat is saying the same thing. We all love Alex.
Thanks, y'all. You've been so supportive, and it is truly a joy to be a part of this amazing studio. Please support Pixel Circus in any way you can, because they have just had my back in
And
so many ways.
and Alex, you've got multiple projects and things going on right now.
Yeah, so many cool things.
Where are people going to keep up with you? Tell everybody everything that you're doing so when you leave, they can follow you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I am on Twitter at Alder_Mancy. I am on Blue Sky at AlderMancy. On Instagram at Alex Teplitz. I am also working on the Confluence RPG. Well, I worked on the Confluence RPG, which is successfully funded on Kickstarter, on BackerKit. I'm also working on an upcoming tabletop game on the Writer's Room this year called Seeker's Romance that will be crowdfunding in 2025. I also do some support for MacGuffin and Company. I also do a bunch of like other indie RPG support for Nexaria as a copy editor, and for Hunters Entertainment, for Kids in Capes, and a bunch of their other books. I've worked as a copy editor. I'll also be at PAX Unplugged supporting them with their organized play stuff. So I am still doing a bunch of stuff out
Alex,
through the end of 2025.
I have a question about why you're so fucking lazy. I have a question.
There's
When are you going to
There
actually?
is more, actually.
When are you actually going to start working hard?
In January 2025.
There
you go.
A
That's when it
9 to
starts.
5.
That's the year.
Yeah.
Thank you again,
I'll see you in
Alex,
corporate.
for being part of the show.
We
We're
love
gonna
you,
miss
Alex.
We love you, bud.
I'll miss you so much.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the wrap up of the show, everybody. We're going to go through and we're going to thank everyone that supported us during the show. We really appreciate it. There's a lot of ways that you can do so. You can go to patreon.com/Pixel Circus. You can get some bonus content from this show, behind the scenes, bonus content from other shows. It's really neat. I think it's pretty worth it. You can try it out with a free trial. Thank you to everybody who has supported us on Patreon. You literally make this possible.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of stuff coming up very soon due to the fact that, once again, we were robbed.
We were robbed.
I'm not going to let you forget it. Our studio was broken into and robbed. It'll never happen again because now there are death lasers.
That's right.
At the door.
It's a band actually called Death Lasers, and they're
And they have
they're
guns.
really skinny,
Yeah.
but we think they could probably take some people.
Yeah.
Just their off-putting demeanor.
Yeah.
They call their music noisecore with a bit of industrial funk, and so we think they're going to keep everybody away with their playing.
Definitely off-putting. But you can also do things like tell somebody about the show. You
That's
can
right.
post about it on social media. You can post about it on, I don't know, Blue Sky?
Blue Sky.
That's where we're over there now, I suppose. You can join the Discord. You can just follow or like the video on YouTube. We would appreciate it. Subscribe over there or here, wherever you're watching this. You can listen on podcasts.
That's right. Thank you to everybody who supported us during the show today. We're going to go through all of your beautiful contributions, but first, Saige, what's up with you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. How about you, Anthony?
You can find me everywhere at A Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, is mine. Give it back to me. And of course, my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata is called We Have Concerns at wehaveconcerns.com, and the official Marvel podcast every Wednesday, wherever you get podcasts.
Everybody, thank you for spending your morning with us. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, if you're watching on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, BB.